You're watching The Glam Show
on the Coyote Man Show Network.
You're watching The Glam Show
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, baby. Hey, guys. Hey. Yes, and we are here live on the Glam Show. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I have my guest here. Well, my co-host. My guest is to my left, and my co-host is to my right, Miss Sounji.
All right.
And we're going to get into our guest, Mr. Coach Nick Love.
You're
okay?
going straight into it, huh?
Straight into it, baby.
All right.
But first, before I get into my guest, I just want to say welcome to the Coyote Man Show Network. We are here live at Security Square Mall, 6901 Security Boulevard. If you ever would love to come in and just sit in on our shows, you can join us right here. Make sure you're here before the mall closes. Okay? Make sure you come at 6 o'clock. That way you're good and early and you won't miss anything.
Awesome.
But you can also watch us live on CMS TV Network. All right, so chime in. Facebook Live. Okay? So, today, the Glam Show, y'all already know we talk fashion. Well, passion, fashion, and purpose. And today, I just wanted to add, with all the, topics that we've been discussing in our previous, shows and our show tonight that we have coming up, I wanted to talk about love today. I wanted to talk about love, which made me contact my guy here, Mr. Coach Nick Love.
Nick Love.
Okay, so I want to get into our guest today, and I'm going to let him tell you guys about what it is that he does and who he is.
Oh, awesome.
Well, thank you guys for having me on your show today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Like you said, I'm Coach Nick Love. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I help my clients create a strategic dating plan so they can be successful at dating and date well. And today I wanted to discuss the biggest mistake that I think that people make when it comes to dating. The number one question I get asked is like where to meet people, and also the 5 questions I recommend that my clients ask on the first date.
Okay. I can't. We're gonna get into that discussion because that is definitely you could take notes and I'm gonna copy them. I'm gonna take a picture of her notes. So actually, I think like that is a great discussion because that goes along with a lot of the stuff that I know for myself that I've been interested in knowing, and because everyone has different point of views on what love is and what's the meaning of love, or even a lot of people don't even really know how to love. So I felt like bringing you on because I know we did an interview with you before, and it got really deep up in there. It was real serious. Right. So I was like, if anyone knows anything about love, you got to bring the doctor in. Okay, that's what I call him. I call him the love doctor. So, Mr. Coach Nick Love, where do you meet people?
So, before we get into love, like you were saying, I think a lot of people don't know how to date, right? So that's why I wanted to jump into like the biggest mistake I think people make when it comes to dating. Okay. And I think the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to dating is they don't make dating a plan. Okay. Think of anything else major you want to accomplish in life. If it's a career change, losing weight, or buying a house, you sit down, you make a plan, you stick to it, and then you're successful. But when it comes to dating, people just automatically think, oh, it's just supposed to happen. So they think they just want to wing it. And I believe that's why the divorce rate is 50%, because people don't actually sit down and create a plan so they can be successful at dating. So that's when I come in and I help people create that strategic dating plan so they can be successful at dating.
Okay.
Oh, I have a question. All right. You're talking about making a plan like a business plan?
You make it a plan like anything else major in life that you want to accomplish. So you hosting the show, I'm sure you sat down, made a plan like, okay, I want to get into media, and you had a plan, right? And you were successful because we're here today and you have me on your show. So I think you should approach dating the same way. So if you want to be successful at love.
I'm
dating.
not on the edge. I'm not on the edge.
No, well, we
Is
are
that-
we are combined
We
today.
combined? We combined?
So I want to get into you.
I'm about to-
You know you gonna ask the real questions. So we want some on the edge
that like-
questions too.
Is that like building a man? Like,
Build a man.
It's not building a man, it's building yourself up to know exactly what you want.
What kind of
So
man
when
you
you're
want.
dating, you definitely want to be intentional and you want to know exactly what you want when it comes to dating. Because a lot of times people just be on automatic pilot, and when they meet anyone, they'll give that person their time. Your time is valuable. So you want to make sure whoever you're giving your time to, they deserve it.
yeah, that's awesome. So it's more of a plan for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. It's more of a plan for yourself to make sure that you're making the right decision. I think that the biggest decision that you'll make in life is choosing a life partner. Because this is someone that you'll invest in real estate with, you'll go have fun a baby with. This is someone who you'll be laying next to at night, and your health is kind of like in their hands. So I think this is the biggest mistake. I mean, the biggest decision that you actually make in life is choosing a life partner.
Now I do have a question as well. Like you said, when choosing, knowing what you want in a partner, right? Do you find that a lot of people, granted, they may know what they want or they feel like they know what they want, but some people may be that desperate to just be with anyone that once they start dating and they feel like, oh, well, this person doesn't have this, that, and that, but I can go with the flow, or I'll get to learn to love them. Like, do you find that happens more often?
I feel like a lot of people settle, and I think that's why when people settle, I believe that's why the divorce rate is so high. It's 50%, because people are making, it seems like, the bad choice in partners, because a lot of people are getting divorced.
Right.
Half of us are getting divorced. So you need to sit down, make that plan, have your deal breakers, because having deal breakers will let you know, hey, this is on my list as a deal breaker. This person checks off one of my deal breakers, so it's a no-go.
Right.
It's no way that we're moving forward.
Okay.
So you believe that a lot of people, because they make the mistake of letting the deal breaker slide.
I think a lot of people don't know what they want. So I think that's part of the mistakes. You should know what you want. You should be intentional. So the clients that come to me, we sit down and we make sure that when they are dating, when they're looking for someone, they are intentional. And I'm also a very spiritual person, so I believe that you have to be intentional of what you put in the universe. And when you make that list and you know what you want, I believe the universe is more likely to bring it to you.
Yep. I agree with that as well. I'm definitely a spiritual. I believe in the universe and vibes. And
Yes,
all
universal
of
law
that.
says like attract like. You gotta know what you want.
Yeah.
Right?
So when it comes to that, right? How do you go about creating a plan? Like you said, just like a business plan, or it's a goal that you set. How do you, when it comes to love, how do you go about creating a plan, and what would be your advice for someone that is having a hard time with finding love?
So we sit down and look at their life. It's not like a cookie cutter plan for each client, but one thing, the number one question I get asked is, where do I meet people? And I think the perfect place to meet people is wherever there are people. So do a more social version of what you're already doing. So if you're like working out, you got to work out at the gym. Instead of working out by yourself, I guess we're going to come back with that.
Yeah, we are definitely.
Oh, you're going to tell us about how
Where
to
to-
meet somebody
yes.
How to meet
at the
somebody.
gym?
Yes, the perfect place to meet
Oh,
people.
okay. We sticking around for that.
Yeah, so we are going to take a quick break, guys, and we will see you soon. And we're going to touch basics right back on that topic.
All right.
The gym, huh? Okay. I go to the gym.
Oh yeah, that's a good start.
Question. Who do I want to be? The answer isn't as simple as you may think. I want to be more. No. I need to be. So listen. Pay attention. Focus. I'm a move maker.
You're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, so we are back live on the Glam Show, and we have our guest here. I call him the Love Doctor. Okay.
We call him Nick
Coach.
Oh,
Nick Love.
Coach
Don't
Nick
forget that.
Love,
That's like
yes.
the credentials of a doctor. Coach Nick Love.
Okay.
So, before we left, we was talking about where to meet people, and we ended with the gym.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I get asked, that's like the number one question I get asked. Where to meet people? Where's the perfect place to meet people? And I think that wherever there's people, that's a good place to meet a potential date. So do a more social version of what you're already doing. Again, you have to be strategic. So be strategic about your time. So if you have to go to the gym, instead of working out alone, join the class. You meet people, you socialize. Even if the class is, if you're a female and you're looking for a man, even if the class is full of women, you still want to network. So tap into their networks, become friends with them, become a good conversationalist. So when you are on dates, you can know how to keep
Hold a conversation.
Yes, keep the conversation going. Also, instead of like eating at your desk or stand in your office, you might want to go out to the food court and eat. Look welcoming, like smile and things like that. Look inviting.
Inviting.
Yes. And if you
Not
have,
thirsty, right? Or do they still say that?
They definitely still do. They do.
yeah, and if you have a dog, instead of walking the dog around your neighborhood, go to the dog park because you already have something in common with the other people at the dog park. You both are dog lovers,
Have
right?
dogs.
Yeah, and so be strategic about it.
For me, it'll be a puppy. I want a dog. Way too big. Go ahead.
And also say yes to the invite. If someone invites you to a happy hour, a baby shower, whatever it is, say yes because that's a good opportunity to meet someone. So you got to be strategic. And once you put that into practice, then I think that you should ask these 5 questions on a date. And we can jump into that.
I want to get into it. Let's get into
Let's
it.
get into
Let's just
it.
get into these 5 questions. I'm ready.
I got all these
Okay.
notes.
You got your
here.
notes, don't you?
Yeah, I got the notes.
Don't you taking notes for all of us, okay?
I don't
take
need
a picture
them,
of
but,
them,
You know, I need to share.
and I'm going to post them. Okay, so the 5 questions.
So these questions are strategic questions to ask on the first date because I'm all about creating that strategic dating plan so you can be successful. So the first question is simple. How was your day? And you want to ask this question because the way someone answers this question can let you know a lot about them. If they answer it in a negative way, this is not, this is probably a negative person. And if you end up with this person, if you come home, they'll probably be complaining and nagging and just negative.
Yeah.
So it's important to see how they answer that question, And the second question is, what do you do for a living if you don't already know that? So you ask that question. If they like what they do for a living, then you become curious. But if they don't like what they do for a living, then you want to know if they have a plan to change that. Because if not, then you're going to end up with someone who's complacent.
Okay.
And they'll probably come home every day complaining about their job if they really don't like it.
That's true.
Right. You also want to ask what are their interests and hobbies, because you can take these notes because if you plan for a future date, you can plan something around their hobbies, and that'll get you brownie points.
Brownie points. I like brownie
Yeah.
points.
And then you also want to ask, how long have you been single? Now, if someone's been single a long time, you need to become curious because
a
this
red
is a red
flag?
flag. Yes, that's a red flag. If someone's been single, I
deal
say
breaker.
like over 5 years, that might be a red flag. Maybe they're not good at relationships or they just emotionally unavailable. So you just want to become curious about why they've been single so long. And the last one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So we all hear like, don't ask about kids or marriage on the first date. So you ask this question, and if they don't mention kids or marriage in their future, and that's what you want at a later date, then you can bring that up and be like, hey, I noticed you didn't mention kids or marriage in your 5-year plan. Is that something that you're interested in? Because that's something that I would like.
Okay. Now I have a question.
Very good.
If a person was to mention those like red flags on the first date, would you suggest them to automatically be like, that's a deal breaker?
Well, no, I think that you should have your deal breakers, but then there's red flags. So red flags are not to say, okay, let's stop. It's a deal breaker. It's just something to become more curious about.
Right.
So again, if they mention something that's a red flag, then just become curious about it, and then you have to evaluate their answer.
Okay. Okay.
So you don't want to just like go to the bathroom and don't come back.
No, absolutely not, because you never know where that person might end up.
They calling you. Where you at?
No, and I also think that when you're dating, you're also networking. So let's say if you went on like 3 or 4 dates with someone and y'all have something in common, but it just doesn't be like that romantic connection between you two. I say that why not introduce them to a single friend of yours? You might feel like he's a good fit for that.
Okay, I gotta ask that question.
So my clients, I believe that you shouldn't have sex until you're exclusive with someone.
Okay.
Yeah. So my clients are not having sex with someone, so it's not a challenge for them to say, hey, I didn't make a connection with this guy. I think he would be great for you. And the same for you. He can introduce you to one of his friends.
Okay.
I don't think I want to. I want to take the back door.
You know what? I've done
exit.
it though. Like I've had people like come up to me and stuff like that, and I'll be sitting. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird, but I'll really be sitting there like looking at them, and they talking to me, and the whole time I'm like, oh my God, they would be good for someone like my sister or something. So like,
So
do
you don't want to
they
lead them on?
But
I don't.
You're judging that like early on when you first meet them?
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I was going into my shop one time and I had a guy like literally come out of the car, out of his work car, and stop me like, hey, da 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 da. And I'm just sitting there looking at him, and his eyes caught me because he had like really colorful, like them green colorful eyes. And I'm looking at him like, oh, you would be great for my sister, because she's into guys with like light eyes.
Okay,
and I'm just like,
that's a deal breaker for you? Light eyes?
How he was talking to me was the deal breaker.
Oh.
Like I don't do the aggressive like, hey, you don't know. That's like you already. I'm like literally not.
So
listening
you didn't
to
even give him a chance?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Sharon, you don't give a lot of people no chances. So is that on the list? I didn't see that. Give somebody a chance.
Absolutely. If someone made the effort to get out their car to come talk to you and ask you out, I say give them a date. See what happens. Sometimes once you get to know someone's story, you become more attracted to them. So once you get to know that person, I mean, you can't really judge someone off of how they look or their colorful eyes and be like, oh, this is not going to work. Give them a chance.
No. My thing was it wasn't his appearance for the most part. Because like I said, he was working. So for me, it's like, oh, at least he got a job.
Okay, right, yeah.
But it was the approach and how he came to me and like how he was talking.
Okay.
That's a turn off for me.
Okay.
I feel like approach is everything. What do you think?
Always.
Yeah, like
Approach
somebody
is
could, hey yo,
definitely-
Ma, can I get your number?
Oh.
Something like that.
That's
Don't
how he
come to
was?
me. It was on the urge of that.
Okay.
And it was
What
like,
Give him your number.
No.
Give him a phony number.
I didn't give him anything. I said, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested. I'm not dating right now.
Whoa, you say the whole thing?
I said it just like that.
The whole thing.
Yep.
Oh, I got a call. I'll be right back.
So you would
so
actually like go
she's
to
so
the bathroom
honest.
and leave the date?
Did
She's
they-
like, she
You
seemed
would
like
do
it.
that?
If I was dating, let me say that, and they did a deal breaker.
Well, a deal breaker, yeah. I
Yeah,
said deal
if it's
breaker,
a- if it's
but
more
I
than
wouldn't
one-
say
like she
like
said, if
actually
it's
go to
more
the
than one-
bathroom. I think that you can still make sure that you both have a good time, but you can let them know I'm not interested.
Okay, let me just tell you this. I went on a date a while back, and this was maybe 10 years ago, right?
10 years ago?
Everything is always way away from now. For
Now,
me.
yeah,
You know
we
that,
know
right?
why, we know why,
Wait,
yeah.
wait. But anyway, it was way. And the gentleman, we just eating breakfast or whatever, and he gets up and say, "Come on, let's go."
You eating breakfast?
Valentino's.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So he's like, "Come on, let's go." I said, "Okay." He must have paid for the check.
Oh, he was trying to run out on a check?
I get to the parking lot. Here come the
Never
waiter.
again.
Here comes the waiter. Excuse me, you didn't pay. I'm like, I thought you paid. He said, I didn't say I paid. I said, let's go.
Oh wow, that's bad.
So I was upset because I'm like, listen, I go here all the time. You're gonna get me banned or arrested for some pancakes.
Yeah, wow.
That's a deal breaker.
So what would you say to something like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm
I
walking.
don't
I
think they
messed
would
up.
deserve. I
I
don't
did
think
date
they
the
would
person
deserve a
again.
second date.
I did date him again.
You date him again?
I dated him again.
Was he joking? Did he pay for the bill?
She said they made it to the parking lot.
David got up for that. David got up for that.
I can't remember if.
No, but I'm saying after they got caught, like, did he pay the bill after
We
that?
had to pay, yes.
Right.
I think I ended
So
up
you
paying.
paid?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think I ended up paying. But it was so long ago. I think I was
would
like, I don't know. I might have been in my early 20s or whatever. I
Yeah.
just wanted to be out and having fun, right?
But you went on a second date.
Yeah, sit down and
I went on a second date because he wanted to make up. You know how somebody said, okay, I'm sorry, let me redeem myself.
Mel in
Let's
this
go to the
jersey.
movies. We went to the movies. It was horrible again. So the moral of the story is I'm going to the bathroom and not coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's a deal. I'm not even going to, because I have bad luck with that. That's why I was saying I do that. I'm like, I'm out of there now. If I became single, I don't play those games.
Okay, well, we're going to get back into these
We got no break.
5 questions and Sonji running out the door, the back door. Okay, we'll be right back with
We'll
the
be
Glam
right
Show.
back, guys. We had some more from Mr. Nick. Coach
Started with a question. Who do I want to be? The answer isn't as simple as you may think. I want to be more. No. I need to be. So listen. Pay attention. And focus. I'm a move maker.
You're wa- You're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
You're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.
You're watching The Glam Show. You're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And we are here back on the Glam Show with my beautiful co-host, Miss Sonji from On the Edge.
On the edge.
And she got some on the edge questions too, y'all.
Always.
We'll get to it. And we have our handsome, smelling good right here. Guest, Mr. Coach Nick Love. I just like saying your name.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So, we're going to get into the 5 questions, right?
Well,
Or
we
at least
kind of
some
touched
of the
on the
5
5 questions, but did y'all have questions about the 5 questions?
Well, I'm going to go over real quick in case somebody didn't know. We the first one was, how was your day? Right?
How was your day? Yeah. And again, I say you want to ask that because how someone answer that question can tell you a lot about a person. If someone answer that in a negative way, then let you know that's probably a negative person. And this is the first date. You know, people want to put their best foot forward. So you shouldn't be coming to the date talking about how bad your day was or even talking about your ex, which a lot of people will do on the first date.
Yeah.
So this letting you know a lot about a person. And if someone is talking about their ex, this is probably letting you know that they're not over their ex.
Over that person.
Yeah.
Or they need therapy. All right. And
Yeah, that's why they're not over it.
the second one was, what do you do for a living?
Yes, and again, you want to become curious because, well, if they like what they do, you want to become curious because you want to let them talk about what they love, if they love their job. But if they don't like their job, you want to also become curious because you want to know if they have a plan to change what they're doing. Because if they don't, then they're just complacent, and they'll probably come home nagging if you guys end up together about their job.
I have a question about that.
And then we had, okay.
So do you ask like so say okay they say hey yeah I'm in between jobs right now no careers and I don't
Would
really
you want
like
to
my
date someone
job.
that's in between jobs?
I wouldn't
Okay.
but I'm just saying
No.
but
I say no. No,
Say
they
no?
should have a job. Yeah.
I mean not like they're working
Okay.
but they're looking for a career change like you
okay,
said
so
they
that's
don't
the
like
plan. They
right,
have a plan.
right
So you can just become curious about that plan. What is the effort that they're making to change that? You know, some people be like, "Oh, I want to change my job, and I'm gonna be looking," but are they really looking? So just
Right.
become curious.
okay
Again, like a red flag is not a deal breaker. It's just something
Just
to
a red
become
flag.
curious about.
so how would you ask that question would you say something like well what do you have you been looking for other places or you know
Do you have any perspectives? Like, what are you, anyone reaching out to you? Did you put your resume out there?
okay
Yeah, just bring it up in like conversation. Let the conversation flow.
gotcha
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other one was the number 3 was the learn about their interests.
And hobbies,
And
yeah.
hobbies.
So you can plan a date around it in the future, and that'll get you brownie points because that'll let them know that you were listening.
So if they like fishing or something, you can take them like on a boat somewhere, on a
Yeah.
yacht or something, and just go fishing.
Yep.
Have a picnic on the boat.
Absolutely, yes. Let them know that you were listening.
Yeah, and if they like baseball, you want to go.
To a
To
baseball,
a baseball
game,
game.
yeah.
Now, what happens when you're not really interested?
That's
in
what I was getting ready
the
to
same
say.
thing.
You knew that's what I was
You
going
know,
to say.
like what if you're not interested in the same thing that
'Cause
they're
I'm
in?
not
You might
interested
not
in
have the
being
same
cold.
hobbies, but you can learn. So
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so,
No, okay, so that's the thing too, right?
Okay.
So, granted, you're not going to be into doing the same exact thing, like everything 100%, right? But so, if could that be a deal breaker though? If you don't like the same things,
Y'all should share some of the same things that you have. Like common interests should be there,
Right.
not everything. Because again, that's why you have girlfriends. So your
don't have
your partner don't have to do everything with you. You got your girlfriends for
I have
that.
sisters.
But here and there you wanna go along. If you don't like fishing, you wanna go maybe once a year, twice a year with them
Okay.
fishing and let them
So
know that
just
you
go
care about
sometime.
them. Yeah.
gotcha.
Well, let me ask you this because sometimes they may not want to do anything.
Now, what happens with that when you're like an outgoing person and you like to do stuff, but they're like more of
So
a
y'all have like kind of different lifestyles. That might not work.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're someone that just want to sit at home and you're someone that's always going out, like if they're introvert and you're extrovert,
Extrovert.
that might
that's
not
what
work.
that's the words I was looking
That
for.
might not work. So you just want to have conversations and see if that's something that can work. And sometimes an extrovert and an introvert, they can work. You just have to see. Make plans. Like I always say, like you should having a dating plan. You also have a plan with your partner. Like how is that going to look? Okay, I'm not going to want you out Monday through Friday or something like that. Can we plan a date night? Like even if you're in a relationship, you can plan a date night. And I always say that your date night should be the same day of the week, same time. So if it's Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we know it's Wednesday at 8 o'clock. It's date night. So you can't put nothing else on your schedule for that.
Okay.
Awesome.
So question.
And then the number 4. Did we do from the 4 and 5?
No.
Number 4 was
You can
how
do
long
that, but
have
then
you
I
been
got a
single?
question about that, what he just said though.
About the hobbies?
Yeah. Now I got a question about what he just said. Yeah. So, all right, like you just said, so a date night, right?
Sounds hot. No. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, when you say like you're supposed to have the same date night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could that be like? Could that become boring if it's like?
No, because your date night is not going to be the same date. Y'all not going to be doing the same thing every Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
It's kind of like a schedule, I mean, I get it. I
Well,
get what
you
you're
got
saying.
two working people. Sometimes you might have to
Have to.
plan that in your
Yeah.
schedule. So,
So
that's
no
the good thing.
spontaneous stuff.
Yeah, so a date night is not saying this is the only day we're gonna meet during the week, but this is saying this is the day that you're gonna give me your undivided attention.
Gotcha.
Meaning no cell phones, no computers,
Did he
no
say
nothing
no
like
cell
that.
phones, no computers? Oh, that's not going
For
to
your
work.
date night. Oh no.
I'm ready to go. This is over. No, I'm just
Found
playing.
you.
I'm just playing.
But
So
I'm
you
sure.
wouldn't turn off your phone for someone?
No, don't put that in there.
I'm putting it in
But
there.
if you're always
that
on your
out
phone, I'm sure your partner would appreciate it when you can put down your phone and
she
give
put
them
the
your
phone
attention.
over there.
Wow, y'all
See, that's
embarrassing.
something that your partner would appreciate, I'm sure.
And yes, I'm sure that any partner would appreciate undivided attention, where it be put your phone down, don't answer your phone, don't be on long drawn out conversations when you know you're
Not
supposed
on
to
date
be
night,
with them
absolutely.
on date nights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I get that. But that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, we can get some next question.
The
Put her on the
single.
hot seat.
If you-
No, I wasn't upset. I'm not on the hot seat. I'm just hot in here. Okay. No. We go we got about maybe 5 minutes. So how long have you been single? Now that right there seems suspicious.
What
If
seems
they've been
suspicious?
single for
A long time? Yeah,
like you were
absolutely. That's
saying.
something to become curious about. If someone's been single for a long time, that's not, they're not good in relationships, and they might not be emotionally available. A lot of people, when they've been single for a long time, they're not emotionally available. So that's something to become curious about.
What if they're going through a healing process?
So they're not emotionally available because they're going through a healing process. So you want to see if they're still in that process.
Gotcha. Okay,
That's a good one.
And then the last one, yeah, that is a good one. That one you could probably have a whole topic about not being emotionally available because that right there is one of the mistakes people have because they think that they can make them emotionally available by
Yes.
being intimate and things like that, and they think they
And
can
it don't
change
work.
a person.
They think
No,
their
it
love
doesn't.
is enough
Yeah.
to change this person.
Last question.
Last
That was
question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You remember, you wrote that.
Yes. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Someone should be able to answer that. If someone has emotional intelligence, they should be able to answer that question. They should know where they see themselves in 5 years. I think so. I think some people shy away from that question because they don't know where they see themselves in 5 years. So I say then you need to find out where you see yourself in 5 years, so you can share that on a date with your the person that you're getting to know.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a few more minutes. So I want to actually get into the audience. Do we have any audience that have a question?
You want to make
His
sure
mic-
your mic is on, sir?
Can we make sure his mic is on, please?
It's on.
Yes. We
How you
hear
doing?
it.
Hey, how you
And
doing?
what's your name again?
Coach Nick Love.
Coach Nicolo.
Coach Nick Love.
Nick
Yeah.
Love.
We
Yeah.
had to practice that.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm great.
I disagree with the you've been single for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That could be for a number of reasons. It doesn't always equate to that person's not ready.
Yeah. No, I said that's something to become curious about if they've been single for a long time. I say over 5 years. I think that's a long time. So I say it's just something to become curious about. And you want to know, like you said, they might be going through a healing process. So you want to know if they're still in that healing process. So it's just something to become curious about. It's not a deal breaker. It's just something to become curious about.
So that's more like a red flag.
Yes.
No, it's not.
You don't think it's a red
To
flag?
you, it's
and
not,
who are we
right?
speaking to, Maz? This
Yeah.
beautiful voice that we hear.
Shan Q Sharp.
Shane.
Barbara
Shannon?
Shan Q Sharp.
Shan?
Shannon. Shan Q Sharp Q.
Okay, cute.
The reason why I say that is because that person may not be assertive. They might not, we always think men are supposed to be the aggressor, the assertive one. But all men are not the assertive one, especially men who they get into it and they feel like they're the prize. They become picky, and they also become like not really pressed. After so many failed dates or relationships, you kind of just fall back like, it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen, right? So not really pressing the issue anymore. I know some guys that they're 6-figure guys, and they work for BG&E, and they not really pressed over meeting. It's gonna happen when it's gonna happen. As long as they getting that money, they getting that bag, they getting the house, they taking trips, this is that and the other.
That's what their focus is on: the house, the money, and all of
Well,
that. So not more so like on relationships.
They want that
Companionship.
that companion. They want that mate, future wife, or that what's the word I'm looking for? Prospect. But it just haven't happened, and they not really pressed over it. They want it to happen, but
It's not
and as
that
you get
main
older,
priority.
right? And I wouldn't say that. It's just as you get older, a man's bark, the bite to go after, it gets less and less. Like you're not like that dog that every time somebody walks past the fence, they run down and start barking. As you get older, a man starts to just it starts to get less and less, and after a while somebody might walk past that fence like a dog, he'll just lift up his head and just kind of
Sit
go
on the
back down.
porch.
Right. You see what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious,
I
but
understand.
it definitely happens, right? So I would say, would you agree? Would y'all agree? So I definitely did. I just disagree with it that it's
a red flag.
Yeah,
So
it's
just,
more.
so the guy would just answer that question like, for the last 5 years, I've been working on my career, building my home and things like that. So it's something to become curious about, but how he answered it is what's important. So so what I'm saying is it's a red flag if someone's been single a long time, especially if they're in a certain age group. You want to know exactly what have you been doing in that 5 years. Why have you been single? If they're not assertive, then is he stepping up now? Is he being more assertive now? I mean, it's just becoming curious. It's not a deal breaker. Like when people hear red flag, sometimes they think
Think it's a
oh,
deal
you're saying
breaker.
run out the back door. No, I'm not saying run across the street. All I'm saying is just become curious.
And on the other
Ask
hand,
the questions that need to be
yeah.
asked.
Absolutely.
And I get that because on the other hand, he could just not want to be in a relationship. Period. And,
And-
so
and- yeah.
she may want to be in a relationship. So if he doesn't and he's just dating, she doesn't want to waste her time with somebody that just does not want to be in a relationship. Period.
Right.
And,
And you want someone that's on the same page as you. You want to make sure that y'all have the same goals. If not, then you're wasting each other's time.
Understood.
Like I said, that was the number one mistake I think people make when it comes to dating is
Settling.
they don't make dating a priority.
Yeah.
So they don't create a plan when it comes to dating. So someone should be intentional about dating because I believe choosing a partner is the biggest decision you will make in your life.
That is true.
I believe that too.
awesome. I agree.
Yeah. So, any more on the edge questions?
Oh no, I think I'm edgy and and you guys got me stable, so I ain't falling.
So, anything you would like to close out with, Mr. Nick?
I would say that when you're dating, make sure you're intentional. That's like the main thing. And make dating a priority. Again, think of anything major in your life that you want to accomplish. If it's a career change or losing weight, you make it a priority and you be successful when you sit down and make your plan. Be intentional so you don't end up being at 50% that's getting divorced.
Getting divorced.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good start with the
Know
dating
what you want,
mistakes.
right? Know what you
Yeah.
want, yeah. But thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
Yes, we're
it.
gonna have
Thank
you again.
you for
Yes.
coming, Coach Nick Love.
you.
Give your social media platforms and
Yes.
everything like that.
Coach Nick Love on Facebook, Instagram, and you can also check me out at coachnicklove.com.
All right. That was the Glam Show, as well as On the Edge with myself, Miss Critique, and
we just kind of merged today. And
we the twins, y'all.
she copied off of me.
Hey, what? All right, I'm gonna let her have
It
it.
was vice versa.
But we hope you enjoyed the show. We talked today about passion, fashion,
And purpose.
and love.
You're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and
Thank you guys.
you're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.
Who do I want to be? The answer isn't as simple as you may think. I want to be more. No. I need to be. So listen.